Good morning, guys. Welcome back to the channel. In today's video, if you can't tell, we're in quite the unfamiliar vehicle to the channel anymore. The good old white truck. So brought the 6.0 over here, got it started up. I was actually going to trade wheels today, but well, the guy that I've been talking to for about a day and a half now said, hey, don't worry about it, I sold my truck. So I guess instead of trading wheels today like we were supposed to, I'm going to take this thing out, even, jumped it off, whatever. But I'm going to take it out, do some driving in this thing, and then when we get back, I want to go over a couple things that still have yet to do with this truck. And I think we might get back started on this thing, being as we're kind of at a standstill with the 300 with the lovely weather we've been having. So I'm going to take this thing for a drive and come back and we'll go over some stuff. Alright guys, so I just got back, kind of drove around a little bit, not much, but it's part of the reason I wanted to make this video, kind of talk about some stuff that we need to get done. So the first thing of which being, if y'all remember, we did those upgraded battery cables. Well, one thing about those where these have to run down, they run right next to the exhaust manifolds. So one of the things is they do get very hot. So we need to get some heat wrap, get those wrapped before the fender liners go in it. That's one of the big things. But I'm gonna sit here, let this thing run a little bit, and when I shut it off, we'll go over some stuff. But I didn't want to get a bunch of engine noise and stuff in this video, so I'm gonna let it run, and then we'll pick back up here in a minute. Okay, so now the truck's running a pretty good bit, yeah, about 30 minutes. I don't know what's up with the gauges. We'll get to that hopefully at some point, but that's annoying too. That's one thing we gotta fix. Sometimes you turn the steering wheel, it'll go away. Sometimes it won't. I don't know. But we gotta get that fixed. I'm just gonna shut the door. But I wanted to go over some stuff with y'all that we need to get done in this thing. A couple things that I would just like to personally get done before I start driving it a whole lot. But I do have a list here on my phone, so got a few things to do. It's not a whole lot, but it's stuff that, like I said, I would really like to get done. So first on our list is, like I said, we need to get those battery cables heat wrapped, where they go down between the frame and the exhaust. Probably just heat wrap them all the way up pretty close to the battery, just to make sure. So we need to get those heat wrapped. I have some OEM fender liners. I don't know if I've showed those or not. I was gonna paint them, but I don't know if I want to paint them. So probably throw them in for the time being. That way we can drive this thing. We don't have to worry about tires chunking stuff up in the engine bay. So we need to get that done. Like I said, get that wrapped, get the fender liners in it. We'll probably put the rock lights in it and run the wiring down. That way we don't have to pull those back out. We need to get some more fender, the fender flare clips. We need to get some of those. We can do that, anytime. But that's why this one is still off, because we need to get some of those. I pulled a couple of the clips off to take to the dealership. See if we can match them up with some others. Because they don't show any for this truck. So we'll see if we can get those matched up with some other ones and get that done. But we have that. And the thing about the fender flares is you have to take the flares off to put the liners in. So the less we have to pull those off would be pretty nice. So that's why I wanted to get the wiring at least run down here to the bottom of the cab. That way we can pick up from there whenever we want to do the rock lights, get them all finished. So we have that. The front end, I'd like to get some of the front end rebuilt, if not all the front end rebuilt, just to be safe, because this front end has been in here since 2017 when we put the FabTech lift on. So that's 4 years, almost 5, in March. So I'd like to get that done. Like I said, just to be safe. It does have some play in the front end, but I'd like to get a good bit of that rebuilt. That way we just don't have to worry about it. We can get a fresh alignment and everything should be good to go. Should drive nice. The truck does have a bounce. I don't know if it's the tires or what's the deal with the bouncing. I think it's the tires, because the truck's been sitting. It's been getting pretty cold at night. So I wonder if they have some frozen spots or something other on them. So I do have those Nettos down at the shop. I think I want to throw those Nettos on these wheels if I don't trade these wheels. I've been trying to trade them, if I'm going to trade them before I put those tires on. But if not, it is what it is. So throw those Nettos on here, and the reason being is because these have some scoop to them, and then the rears have that camber wear in them, and I'll show you all that here in a minute. But that needs to be done. Get a fresh balance on them, and I kind of wonder if they're a little bit out of balance as well. So if we can get a fresh balance on them, we should be good to go with that. And then I think that's about it. We need to build step brackets. So the bad thing about these steps here is, for one, they're pretty good ways in, and two, they're just right at the bottom of the rocker. So myself, I can't get my foot under the step, so I have to step sideways, and stepping sideways into a truck that's this tall, it's not ideal. So I think what we're going to do, because we put the same steps on the 6-liter there, so I think what we're going to try to do is build some brackets that match this gap in the F250 steps. We built these brackets to match the gap in the blue truck brackets, but that truck is the same way. It kind of sucks because you got to step sideways. You can't step straight on like you can with the 6-liter. So I think we're going to try to build a set of brackets that match that gap instead of the F-150 gaps. So that should be a little bit better. Bring them down a little bit more. It'll just make it easier getting in and out of this thing. But other than that, I think that's really about it. Interior wise, we need to get the headliner done. We need to get these pieces back on. This window back here needs to be resealed. If you see, I think that's this piece, because there's not plastic here. That plastic kind of spaces that out a little bit, kind of like over here. So we do have some moisture that gets in from back there, but like I said, I think when we throw the plastic back over here, that should, in theory, help us out there and kind of do away with all that. So we need to get that done. This plastic pieces in here need replaced. This one has been cut for switches. It's not a big deal. We'll get another one of those, get thrown in here. And really, I guess the only other thing is this thing needs a really good cleaning. As you can see from there, and all the dust and residue from phone mounts and, all of that kind of stuff. This thing just needs a really good cleaning. So that's kind of a interesting thing. And steering wheel. I have a new steering wheel for this truck. It's in a lot better shape than this one is. I mean, you can see this one's eat up here. It's eat up here. I don't know. Can y'all see that? Metal showing and whatnot up here. So not only is the cover really torn up and pretty bad, the wheel underneath it is pretty bad itself. I hate steering wheel covers, but with this truck, before I put the cover on it. Every time you drive it, turn your hands black and everything. So it's that's why this cover's on here. But like I said, I do have a new steering wheel. Some of the buttons are missing, so we'll have to swap them out from this wheel. But guys, I think that's really about it. You know, it's just a bunch of little finishing stuff. But let's hop out of here, and like I said, I'll show y'all a couple things real quick, and well, I guess we'll kind of go from there. If I can get out of here one-handed without killing myself. So, like I said, these the front tires are pretty good. They have some scoop in them, but the rears have some pretty good camber wear from the last owner. I put them on the back, that way hopefully they would kind of smooth out. But y'all can see them there. So I need to get that taken care of. The fronts do have some scoop, not really a big deal. And then that's what I was talking about with the battery cables. So as y'all can see, pretty close to the exhaust. And when you put a fender liner in there, it's just right there beside it. So I need to get that taken care of, and then get the liners back in it. And then, in theory, with some of that other stuff I talked about, we should be good. Our friends at Yeti Motor said they got some headlights they're going to send over. They're black headlights. So I don't know how long we'll leave them in here, but we do have a different set of headlights on the way. And there's just a bunch of finishing items that want to get done. So anyway, guys, I think I might fire this thing up. I'll see what my grandpa's got going today, and we might get this fired up and in the shop, or we might hop in the 6-liter and see if we can go find some parts of this thing. But guys, I guess with that being said, we're going to wrap this video up here. Like I said, I just wanted to get y'all a bit of an update on the light truck. Haven't been doing much with it because we've been working on the 300, trying to get it finished up. But like I said, we're in a interesting place with the weather here, so we don't want to get it painted and then moisture mess up the paint, or you know, whatever. So we can fire up the heater in the shop. Temperature's not really a big deal. It is, but it isn't. But the biggest thing for right now is moisture. So anyway, I guess that's where we're at. But anyway, guys, like I said, that's going to be a wrap for today's video. If you guys enjoyed today's video, please drop a like and comment down below. Hit that subscribe button. Thanks for watching, guys, and I hope everybody has a great day.